Well, good Tuesday morning to you. Randy Rocks here in my one of my favorite towns, cities in the nation and the universe is Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon. I love this place. Awesome, nice. Let me just show it to you. Really, really nice. Hold on. Check this out. This is what it looks like. Right there, walking the dog. See? Check it out. Check it out. And we're gonna have a conversation. The title today is going to be, is Kratom E-VIL? Is Kratom E-VIL? And that's a question a lot of people are asking because you hear a lot of information out on the internet right now, and the pros, which is the good, and then the negative, which is the other side. And I think some of those folks are going to have to kind of change their perspective. You know, it's right now we have the opiate epidemic going on, and what's happening is I don't think that they have been aware that there's a lot of families that are being affected by the, for example, the fentanyl. There's a lot of fentanyl that's hitting the market. And this stuff is like 1,000 times more potent than heroin. These people, what makes it different is that they don't know that the fentanyl is in whatever they're buying on the street. They don't know that. They're not aware of that. So the problem is they buy these items on the street. They have no idea what's in them. Then they use it and it costs them their life. The world we're living in now with this opiate epidemic, where it's a tsunami. It's a respecter of no nations. It's happening in Canada also, the North American continent. When school teachers have to carry Narcan around, I mean, really? When I was in school, yeah, I know, a long time ago, right? Okay, got that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. When I was in school, the teacher usually would have an apple, maybe some, a notebook, simple items. We were focusing on education. They sure did not have to have a, Narcan so they could administer it to someone that had OD'd. That's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking the dynamics of our world has really, really changed. And what's important is that it's an emergency. It is an emergency. And what do we do? I mean, you remember taking but maybe you heard of someone talking that's taking CPR, and it's very good. Let me say this to you, and I'm going to say this in love. You may never know when you have to have that knowledge. I highly recommend to you to take CPR, because with this epidemic going on, it touches a lot of people, a lot of lives, a lot of families. And if you ever have to administer CPR to a friend, a good friend, or a loved one, a family member, you're going to be glad you took the time, you invested in the time to learn CPR. That is a feeling, folks, I hope none of you ever have to go through. It's not a fun feeling, but it's good to have the knowledge to keep them alive until the first responders get there. It will open your brain, it'll open your mind, your thought process, and then you'll say, hey, this is serious, something's got to be done. There's no time for talk. Talk's not going to keep someone dying alive. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Time for action. Time for action, so we can keep our loved ones and our friends and our co-workers alive and help them. It's important. And also what's happening here is that, we work together. That's what this channel is for us all to work together. Look at the research, look at the numbers. I'm kind of curious. I've been searching, and maybe you have this information, what I'm looking for. But I was checking, we're in the North American continent here. It's a big country. We have our relatives, our friends, our folks over in Canada. And I was looking I'm looking to see, okay, they have an opioid epidemic there also. But there's no record of any of these quote unquote kratom, any deaths attributed to kratom. I'm just asking why? Well, what's going on? Are people not taking kratom there? But no deaths. 35 million people. This is a question. If you have that information, please send it to me. I'm putting the email link at the bottom here. I'm very interested in that because we're all one big family. But that is a question that I have, and we're going to talk more about that in the future. Kratom, is it a cure-all? Like, oh, it cures everything? We're not. They're not saying that. What they're doing is we're in an emergency situation. It's like if someone got in an accident. Let's say again, I'm going to talk about some first aid CPR procedures. If they're bleeding, for example, what we do is put on a tourniquet to try to stop the bleeding, right? To get them to a doctor. That's the best. We're not going to sit there and let them bleed out. We're going to put a tourniquet on there, do the best we can to get them to professionals. But our focus is to keep them alive, correct? That's what we're looking to do. Well, what kratom does, why people are reaching out to the kratom, is they're not saying it's a cure-all. That's not what they're saying. What they're doing is they're reaching out to it so that they're trying to get a solution. They're trying to help. They're trying to help their family, their self, their friends, maybe a coworker. I mean, this fentanyl, this is serious. And now I'm going to talk about another one that's coming out on the market that's like thousands of times more powerful than fentanyl. What's going on here? Who is creating all these kind of synthetic opiates that's out here? I mean, this other one is for basically an elephant tranquilizer. What? Who's going to market an elephant tranquilizer to people? That's not even logical. That's not logical. And what's happening is, as we discussed, these nice people are out here, everyday life, living life, and something happens. Maybe they got in an accident and they got on opiates. They didn't know what it was. They took the opiates, and the next thing they're addicted. And then if they, for whatever reason, can't get their opiates, then they go out on the street. Now they're in another world. They have no clue of what they're basically even getting. They just don't know, So what's the alternative to that? All right, let's think on a solution here for a moment. And we'll talk about the other side more in the future. Let's look at a solution here. A solution is, we have fine organizations like the American Kratom Association, and I applaud them, thank God for them. They're out here and they're doing their job. They're doing a great, fantastic job. Donate. It's a good donation. It really is. And they're basically passing out information, knowledge, education. That's what we're looking for. That's good. That's positive. They're giving the information. They're giving the facts to all our honorable congressmen, representatives, all the state representatives, all the state senators, all the federal senators. They're all working together, and we applaud them and thank them. It's great. They're passing that information, and that allows our representatives to make a positive decision. They're just giving them the information. Here's the information, and then therefore they can make a decision. Now, what's happening is a lot of the states now are either working on or they've passed what's called the Kratom Protection Act. Now, what does the Kratom Protection Act do? It basically sets up guidelines and regulations, and that's good. That's very, very good. They're setting up the guidelines, they're setting up the regulations, and what it's going to do is it's going to require, for example, license, just like Clean Kratom Wellness Center, licensed. They have to go through all the requirements. And then they have to have their standard, what's called SOP, standard operating procedures. Oh, there's a lot of requirements. That's why a lot of these individuals are going to be out of business. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to be able to hide behind the internet. And you see that's what's caused a lot of the issue with Kratom in our nation. You've got all these individuals and entities hiding behind the internet, selling who knows what in these packages, and they call it Kratom. There's not even documented what's in it. Let me ask you a question. Hey, do they tell you what potency it is? Have they even taken the time to lab test it? Have they? Why not? Ask yourself a question. Why do they not lab test it? Why do they not disclose what's in there? That's the difference with doing business with a licensed Kratom dispensary that is licensed also by the state, because they adhere and follow the Kratom Protection Act. They have the license. If you're going to ride with somebody in a vehicle, let me ask you a question. When you're riding in a vehicle with an individual, would you think maybe one simple question to ask? I'm just going to say this. One simple question you may ask them is, hey, having a good time, partying? Yeah, rock on, okay? And you're going to ask them this question: do they have a license? Do they have a license? If they can't give you a yes, it may be a good idea to get out of that vehicle. Say, well, thank you very much for the lift. I think this is my stop, and get out of there. Because why do they not have a license? That's one of the basic requirements. They should have a license. So that's some of the questions that you ask. Whoever you're looking for, you're reaching out. That's what's beautiful about the Kratom Protection Act. Individuals looking, that's the first thing they're going to start doing. Let's say that they have a family member, a loved one, a friend, and they're reaching out. The first, they start looking. And you'll see it on the internet. Oh, XXX Kratom, and oh, they bought this, and hey, this got sent to them. They're going to do a review. Oh yeah, going to do a review. Okay, well, why is this organization hiding behind the internet? What's in it? Oh, you don't know? What's the potency? You don't know that either. That's questions that you ask. I mean, I think it's a good idea before anybody entertains hey, whatever. It could be a recipe. It could be eaten at a restaurant. You'd like to know what's in the food. You know what I'm saying? You'd like to know. We'd like to know what's in our food. So that's some basic information we'd like to know. What's in it? Is it lab tested? Are they licensed? Do they adhere to the requirements of the Kratom Protection Act? Those are the questions. Oh, here's another one. Here's a good one. You'll like this one. What's their address? Hey, do you have friends? I have friends. Do you have friends? Do you have relatives? I have relatives. Do you know where they live? Yeah. Friends, people in our lives, we know where they live. We know where they live. They know where we live. That's how it works. All right, these entities out here that's selling whatever they call it, put on their package. We don't know what's in it. It's not even tested. Where are they at? And then you ask the question, why do they not disclose their address? Why? It's simple. Hey, our address is 3029 Southeast Division Street, Portland, Oregon. Simple. You can come by. We're right down the street from the Flying Cat, one of the best coffee shops in Portland. I'm gonna take you there in a minute. That's where I'm going. I love their coffee. Ask for Jeremy in there. Super good dude. He's gonna give you some good coffee, good food. He'll take care of you. That's the Flying Cat, Portland, Oregon, on Southeast Division Street. All right. And also, while I'm talking here, and I'm going to put this on the channel here, this is my disclosure. All this is for educational purposes only. Educational purposes only. Okay, that's my disclosure. And don't forget about the good coffee. But the key is, why are those folks not disclosing? They're basically out here shipping out products. Why not disclose their address? That's just another question. And I'm going to put more of these questions out there. We're going to discuss them in the future. And any questions you have, hey, hit me up. I put my email. I answer all your questions, comments. Put them on there. We're building this together. We're building this channel together. And hey, it's for information purposes only. I mean, we're not trying to monetize this. That's not what this is about. This is about helping everyone. This is us helping our families. This is us helping our friends. We've been there. I've been there. I'm saying, I went over my story before. I'll go over it again. I was in an accident. I was in a serious accident. I didn't even know what an opioid looked like. Never even been around one. You could have put one right on in front of me and I wouldn't even know what it was. And that's how easy. You could say, well, hey Randy, I plan on never getting on opiates in my life. Hey, you think I planned it? No, it's as easy as breathing. Let me ask you this question, okay? Do you drive? Do you drive, or do you ride in vehicles? Or do you ride a bike? Do you have any form of transportation? If the answer is yes, that's how I was in an accident. I wasn't even driving. I was riding. And as a result, I had to have my neck rebuilt, 6-hour surgery, my shoulder rebuilt. That has to be rebuilt again. Yeah, I was riding. So my question to you is, do you ride in a vehicle? You can't be responsible for the other person. And it happens so quick, sometimes you don't have time to react. And there you are. What do you do then? It changes your life. It changes your life. So what do? You pick up the pieces and you go forward. You do the best you can do and take every day as it comes and do the right thing. And I believe it'll come back to you good. You send out good, it's going to come back good. Before this accident happened, I'm going to be honest with you. I confess, I looked at opiate addiction and all these addictions as the other man's problem, as the other lady's problem. Oh, it never happened to me. It never happened to my family. I mean, a party time for me was either at the Flying Cat getting some coffee or Starbucks. That's party for me. Party on, right? Surf's up, baby. All right, so that's why I'm saying it happens that quick. What do you do then? What do you do? I gotta confess something to you. I gotta confess something to you. And I'm gonna confess this to the Google and the YouTube gods too. I'm guilty. I am guilty. Please don't tell anybody. Don't say, hey, Randy rocks. I talked to him. He's a good guy. He's out here helping people, and he's guilty. Guilty as charged. I'm guilty of helping everyone in my family, my friends, everyone I can help by reaching out and giving them a choice. Giving them a choice to get their life back for something that happened to them that they had no plans on ever happening, that they're out here looking. They're looking. Hey, one of your family and friends comes to you and they're hungry. You're not going to send them away. You're not going to say, hey, dude, hey, ma'am, I got a whole fridge full of food, but I'm going to send you away hungry. No, what are you going to do? You're going to walk into your house or your apartment and you're going to open up the fridge and you're going to take care of your loved one. You're going to take care of your friend. You're going to take care of your coworker. Those that are most important in your life. Let me ask you a question. One question. Do you know what love is? Do you know what love is? Do you love anyone? Yes, you do. You love your family. That's your life. You love your friends. They're hurting. Something could have happened to them. And we're just looking, what can we do to help them? Because if they hurt, we hurt. And we're looking for a solution. And we're looking, what do most of us do? We get on the internet, right? We get on Google. Hey, Google it. And then, hey, I got news for you. You're bombarded with all this noise, all this information, all this, kratom this, kratom that. Is kratom evil? Is kratom good? Is CB, I'm going to talk about that too in the future. Is CB good? Yes. We're going to talk about CBD more in the future. But the kratom, all this information is coming and you're trying to help your friend or your loved one and you're trying to think, what can you do? Excuse me, what can you do? And that's why we have this channel, is to kind of help people. It's just to help. That's all. I'll put information out. Hey, you got some good information? Send it. I'll put it out here for everybody. We'll share it together. We'll share this meal together. Let's bring our family and friends in. Let's tell them, hey, we're on the phone. We're coming for them, okay? Hold on. Just hold on. Just tell them, hold on. We're coming. That's what you do. You're there. You're their ally. You're their point of contact. Who else do they turn to? They turn into you. You're going to have the information for them, and that's why we have this discussion. That's what you and I do every day. We have discussion, dialogue. I talk to you, you talk back to me. You know, you give me information, I give you information. And then information given to me, I pass it out to you. We share. That's what we do. That's what friends do. Friends and family, we share with each other. And I'll put it out there. I will put it out there. And so we're there to help our family and friends. We can say, hey, look, here's what we look for. All right? First of all, we're going to look for an organization, a source that follows the law, that follows the Kratom Protection Act. We're going to look for a source that is licensed. They're licensed. They've got a license. They're in the kratom industry, and hey, they got a kratom license. Think about that. They have a license to be a licensed kratom dispensary. That's good. And you know what? We can actually go there. Hey, they've got an address. They got an address. They're real. Yeah. And their products are lab tested. Yeah, we'll know exactly what's in there. And, excuse me, it is really cold out here this morning, but I love it. They actually lab test their products, and they can tell us what potency each product has. And they can give us more information and answer questions. Those are some key points you could go over with them. You see? And here's another question I got for you. I'm just asking. We're just talking. Friends and family here. Would they give you some? Let you try it? That's a question. Would they stand behind their products? Would they stand behind their reputation to say, you know what, this may be different for you, and you've heard all this information out there on the internet. It's just some questions. That's all I'm asking, just questions. We're just talking here. And, you know, that's important. It's important to have dialogue. And we'll talk more about this in the future. I mean, we can talk about this every day, the kratom industry, CBD questions, and this is holistic herbs. And people are really looking for alternative sources of help besides getting hooked on some pills. And that doesn't make them a bad person. They're just trying to have a happy life. That's it, a happy life. They're not looking for someone to judge them. They're looking for someone to love them. We all like to be loved. We like to be safe, we like to be secure, but we like to be loved. They're looking to be loved. They're not looking to be out here on the street, nowhere to live, no food to eat, trying to get their next opiate. They'd rather have what they had, what they grew up with. And that was a happy home with a family that loved them, being warm, being secure, having food to eat. I promise you, they think about that. They think about that every day. They're in this world and they're trying to get back to where they were. Ladies and gentlemen, they lost their way. It's like they lost their way, and they're looking. Oh, guess what? The pusher's gonna be out there going, hey, here. But they know they're hurting, and that's not what they're looking for. But it's the withdrawal pains that's what keeps driving them back to those pushers. And hey, those pushers are monetizing that. Think about this just for a moment. And I thank you very much for visiting with me today. I love you. Thank you for that. But think about this just for a moment. No judgmental here, just a question. If they could simply have a glass of tea to drink, or a cup of tea, or mix a powder with some orange juice, and get away from that pain and that hurt and that misery that they're in. If they could have that, something that simple, and have their life back and be happy again and be back and positive in society, earning a living, taking care of their family, being happy again. If they could have a leaf, make some tea, put it in some orange juice, and get their life back, help them get through the withdrawal symptoms, and they can afford it because it's not $2,000 a month. Remember, we're talking about folks that's on the street. They haven't even eaten in a couple of days. And they could have a couple of glasses of tea to help them with those pains, give them an alternative. Do you think that would be a good thing? You think that would be a good thing? Let me ask you a question. By us helping them, is that really helping us and our family? Think about it. You got to believe in karma. You got to believe in a higher power. You got to. If we do good to them, look at our nation right now. We're doing this for our nation. We're doing this for our family, for our friends. If we reach out and help them, if we make it available to them, we do everything we can. We do everything we can to pull them back in, to be in a good life, in a good place. What do you think they're going to do? And they come in and now they're enjoying life again. Then what happens is they're going to reach out to others because they know what it's like. They've been there. They've been there. They know what it's like. And look, folks, you've seen it as well as I. It's all walks of life. Listen to me. This, and I promise, I just got to say this to you. I knew something had to be done, and that's another reason I have this channel. I've had enough of seeing cases where mothers had their children, and you go, well, Paul, that child's 22 years old. They're 22 years old. I hear you, but that's that mother's child. It'll always be that mother's child. And then that mother has to bury that child because of a opiate. It's not right. And they could have a cup of tea or a glass of orange juice and could have saved that child. Could have had an alternative. At the minimum, had an alternative, had a choice. And they could have enjoyed more years with that child. If we, as a family and a group, can get together and we can save or put the information out there and help a family to save one loved one, to save one mother from burying her child, it's a good day, ladies and gentlemen. They can say what they like about us. It's okay. It's okay. But I promise you, every day when that mother wakes up and she can call or text that child of hers that's alive because of you, she's going to thank you every day for the rest of her life. And you deserve it because you're a winner. And you actually care about other people. And that's what makes this country great. Loving, caring winners like you. So thank you very much for watching. You're beautiful. We love you. Hey, hit thumbs up. If you like the channel, thank you. We love you. Thank you for the encouragement. We've been receiving all these hundreds of emails. Keep up. Thank you. Keep sending them. And subscribe. Hey, send an email out to your friends and family. Have them subscribe also. And let us know any way we can help you. Hey, come on in and visit with us. Clean Kratom Wellness Centers America. We're over here in Portland, also in Denver location. Hey, hit us up on Facebook. We love Facebook. And hey, I'm gonna go in here and get some coffee at the. Hey, let me. Hey, that's a good idea. I'm gonna take you over here. Let's go over here. I'm gonna take you over here while I'm here. Hey, action speaks louder than words, right? Party on, right? Yeah, it's a good place. I love it. Love it. I love this coffee here. Jeremy, remember Jeremy. Look, I'm gonna show you now. It's called the Flying Cat Coffee Company. 3041 Southeast Division Street, Portland, Oregon, baby. They rock on here. This place rocks. Jeremy, ask for Jeremy, man. He's got the best coffee. Oh yeah, he's got good coffee here. So I'm gonna go in here and get some of this coffee. I'm gonna be thinking about you. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about you. You're great. You're great. Oh, I'm gonna put a link onto the channel here, and it's for some very good CBD products. So if you like the opportunity to basically help people that's looking for CBD, lab tested, we've got the CBD with, we got the CBD without THC. Got it for pets. Got some awesome coffee, yeah, with mushrooms, keto, and CBD in it. And if you have any questions about the CBD, hey, and you like to get in business, we're international. We're looking for winners like you. Hit me up. I'll send you the information. And hey, touch bases with me anytime, and I'm going to go in here and drink some coffee for you too. Hey, we love you. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Right now, it's Randy Rock saying, peace out, baby.